So for F, we are talking about inflation. What is inflation? If we inflate something, if we inflate a balloon, what do we do?
Get more growth.
Yeah, good. So we're talking about going up.
Is
it actually growth?
Yeah, you can write growth, or you can write general increase, or anything about going up.
I thought I got it right.
Yeah, you can write that. I'll write it too.
Why do you have it in your mouth? Why can't you just put it back on the pen?
And it affects the value
Because I get stressed and I just spiral.
of your money. So what that means is, I know my parents always talk about, they always used to talk, I used to be able to get 5 cents and go down to the canteen. I used to be able to get a big bag of lollies and a bag of chips and this and that. Milk used to cost me 20 cents.
Potato cakes used to cost like 5 cents.
Yeah, see, there we go. So that's what inflation is, where if we went to the shop now with 5 cents, they'd laugh at us and be like, nothing, sort of thing, all right? So what inflation is, it's not that like we had less money back then, it's the value of our money. Okay, so the value of our money increases.
But does that mean it's decreasing?
Or the value of, the general increase of prices. So the prices that we have increase, sorry. All right, so what that means is if we talk about 5 cents now, it's really different to 5 cents, 50 years ago. But at the same time, the amount we earn now is a lot more than what was earned 50 years ago. Does that make sense? So, what that means is, so if we have let's say your grandma, whose grandma keeps cash in their house? Mine does. She keeps it in like a little jar and cupboard and hides it. Because I think it's they don't trust the banks, those banks these days and all this internet stuff, it's just not safe. It's safer in my cupboard. So if Granny has got, say, $100, Granny's got $100, she puts it in the jar and then she hides it in her cupboard and it sits there for 10 years. That $100, 10 years later, is no longer $100. It's less than $100. Still a $100 note or whatever, but the amount that it was, what it could buy 10 years ago, it can't buy the same now. Does that make sense? So if Granny's gone and saved $100, she's still got $100, but what she can't buy as much now as what she could have 10 years ago. Does that make sense? So
Spend your money now and buy everything.
what did you say then, Belle? Because you're right.
That's why I put it in the bank and get interest.
Yep, perfect. That's why we get interest on our money in the bank. So it goes with the inflation rates. So when we're talking about inflation, I don't know if any of you watch Sunrise and Koshi, and he gets up with his graphs, and they're all like spiky. So what we're talking about is when we're talking about inflation, we're talking about the general trend. So it goes up and it goes down, and the amount of it increases and decreases all the time. But over a period of time, it's always generally increasing. All right, so that's what we're talking about, the inflation rate. We're only looking at how much it increases over time. We're not worried about all these little peaks and troughs. We're just worried about the general trend. Yep, cool. All right, so what have we got here? We're talking about bread, I think. Yeah, cool. I like bread. Who's hungry?
Oh my God.
Let's go to the bakery right now. Ooh.
The pen wants to go to the bakery. Running away to the bakery.
You can stay here, Pen. Okay. All right. So suppose that inflation. All right. We'll get to the bakery soon. Let's just work out how much we have to pay at the bakery first. Okay. Suppose that inflation is recorded at 2.7 in 2012 and 3.5% in 2013. All right, a loaf of bread costs $2.20 at the end of 2011. I must be back in those days when we could buy bread for $2.20. Gosh.
It's actually true though. They raised the price of frozen fruit cups from $1 to $1.50.
I know, and now it's paying for Jeffrey.
Well, how much? You know those Freddos that you can buy and like when you sell them?
Yeah.
How much are they now?
$1, bro. Is it? $1? Wait, what?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like-
the better way to
You know, like fundraising Freddos?
Yeah, the one in the box.
Yeah, how much
They're
are
like
they?
$1 now or $2.
They're $1.
Yeah,
They're $1. They used to be 90 cents when I was at school.
Oh, that's only 10
Oh.
cents.
Why would you
Make
pay
the
Yeah,
difference.
but
But it's such an inconvenience with frozen fruit.
but then if you have 10 and you save those, you know, if you have, you know, and then you save those 10 cents, and you've got go buy another one.
And ruin your health.
You calling me fat? F. Alright, so I'm going off topic. We all need some bread. Alright, let's focus on the bread, not the caramelly koalas. Why is this about food? Okay, so, alright, let's focus.
I want pastry, just pastry. I love carbohydrates.
Alright, so to be able to find the price of bread at the end of 2013, we first need to know how much the bread was at the end of 2012. Alright, so find how much the price of bread has increased by the end of 2012. So to do that, how much are we increasing in 2012?
2.7.
So how are we going to find what it is at the end of 2012?
2.6% of $2.50.
Yep, excellent. Yep, so we've started with $2.20 and we're going to increase by 2.7%.
But it's like a marker.
Yeah, so it is a markup. So we need to find 2.7% of $2.20. So we find 2.7% of $2.20, which is...
Sorry.
No, you're right.
Oh my god, does anyone else want to do it?
Hurry up!
Okay, 0.06.
Yep. So what does this 0.06 mean?
That's how much the price has increased.
Yep, so we've increased by...
6 cents.
Yeah, we've increased by 6 cents. So we've got $2.20
Is it really worth it?
plus an extra 6 cents.
Does
I reckon over the course of 2012,
bread
the price
Oh, yeah,
increased
yeah.
higher by 6
And you-
or does that mean by 2012?
By the end of 2012.
Bulk buy.
Yeah, bulk fry your bread, stick it in a massive
Okay, so
for your life.
what that means is by the end of 2012, so over that year, the prices of bread have increased by 6 cents. Alright, they might have gone up and down over the course of the year, but generally, by the end of the year, it had increased by 6 cents. Alright? So that's where we are at in 2012. Now we need to get to 2013 in the future.
Or the future.
We should have done this like with 2017, 2018.
Well, we can, and we can figure out how much bread costs.
In the future.
Alright, so we had, so what do we have? 2026? No, 226. Gosh, I hope it's not $20.
I really don't.
Okay, so how much, find how much the price of bread has increased by the end of 2013. What was our inflation rate in 2013?
3.5%.
So how are we going to find out how much it increased?
2.5%.
Okay, so we need to go, girls. We've got our price in 2012. Now we're going to 2013. So we need a calculator on our 2012 price, not our 2011. Because bread just wasn't invented in 2011 and we've gone bang, it's going to be $2.20. Right, we just calculate it on the year before. So 3.5% of $2.26 is...
0.08.
Yep.
I'm writing it.
Oops, that's meant to say 2013. So the price of bread at the end of 2013 is $2.26 plus 8 cents, which is $2.34.
How outrageous.
I know. So in 2 years, the price of bread has increased by 14 cents.
Crazy.
Crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Madness.
It is madness, absolute madness. All right, any questions? All good? We're not too outraged by the price of bread?
I think we can do it.
A little. Yeah.
I think I'll be okay.
Okay.
Don't be embarrassed.
Yes,
Oh, good job. I got you.
All right, so the little comment up here says, even though it may not seem like a big increase, if it continued to increase at this rate for 20 years, we'd be paying a lot for a loaf of bread in 2037.
They're actually so expensive. What the heck?
Be a lot.
Be like $10.
And we're going to be alive in 2000.
I hope so.
All right, so to determine the price of something in N years' time. So we were saying, well, we should have done it on 2017. All right, how do we find that out instead of going through it for every year? It's the same as using the compound interest formula. So compound interest, which we just talked about before, we calculate the amount of interest on every amount of payment that we have. All right, this is the same. We calculate it on every year. Well, how much does it increase this year? Then the next year, then the next year. Does that make sense? But to do that, we have a general increase of inflation. Okay, so that time we had two different ones, whereas if we're talking about, okay, what's it going to be in 20 years' time, we need to find the general rate of increase of inflation for that 20 years rather than for each year. Does that make sense? Yep, cool. All right, so now we're talking about milk. Suppose that a 1 litre carton of milk costs $1.70 today. Obviously, they're not buying Woolies brand milk. They're buying Rebs or what other milk is there? Paul's? No. All right, be quiet. All right. So, what will the price of milk? What will be the price of the milk in 20 years' time if the average annual rate of inflation is 2.1%? So what we're going to do is we're going to use our compound interest formula. All right, and we're talking about annual rate of inflation per year. So annual means per year. We're not talking about it per day like we were with the credit cards. We're talking about it per year. So our compound interest formula, which we have used before, and our T is years. Remember, our N is days, T is years. So we're starting at $1.70. Our rate is 2.1. And we want to know what it will be in 20 years' time. So how much will we pay for 1 litre of milk in 20 years' time?
$2.58.
That is really sad. Really sad. Back in my day, 1 litre of milk cost $1. We'll all be able to say that one day. In 20 years' time. Alright, any questions about that?
Yeah, we're going to be like back in my day, a potato cake only cost $1. Now they cost $5. Oh my god.
That's really sad. I don't want to be paying $5 for a potato cake.
But Jazz, you also have to take into account that it's going to all even out anyway because it's...
We will get paid more.
$5
Yep.
is a lot for a potato cake.
Oh, bro.
I'll make my own potato.
Yeah, me too.
Alright.
Forget the donuts, actually.
I'll flour my potatoes into this.
Alright, let's concentrate on our milk, then we'll get to our potato cakes. Okay, so what will the price of milk be in 20 years' time?
This is why in the school photos it has that part that says how much does milk cost.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like in every single school photo,
Has, like, highlights
they have
of
like
the
highlights
year.
of the year and like how much like the newspaper cost and stuff. So like when you look back, you can see how much it's like.
Oh, there we go. Yep, good school photos are at it again. Well done, school photos. Alright. They should put potato cakes on there
I've
too.
never heard of that. I'm going to start writing in the price of the
Alright,
And it's
So, what will the price of milk be in 20 years' time if the annual rate of inflation is 6.8? So, what do we need to change?
6.8.
Yep, but which one do we need to change it with?
The right one.
Yep, good. Alright, let's concentrate, girls. Alright, and how much will it be? Whew. A lot. It will be a lot. Too much. For milk.
Oh my god, $6.30. I keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
No, 33, no 34 cents. I like we're out of that real nice.
Back in my day, that would have been a good story. It is a lot of money.
Probably in the long run. Stuff in your backyard. I ain't paying $6 for that milk. Want some breakfast? Just
And then you'll have it forever.
Alright, any questions about inflation? Alright, so on to the back. Deflation.
So we're gonna pop back on it.
Yes.
Set it back down.
I'll leave it up. I'm just sort of moving that down.
Probably someone's selling a cow on eBay, I bet.
I feel like milk will be expensive.
Cows are precious. I actually love cows. They're actually so nice. Like, when I used to go to my cousin's farm, they were like, I used to just like pat them and like feed them, and they were so cute. They're little baby cows. Yes, it was like, oh, I actually did. Yeah, I know you did. I can tell. You don't just come out with your story.
Alright, can I rub that off now?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so now we're talking about deflation. So this is when we're talking about, okay, so the general price of things increases, but our worth of money decreases. So what 5 cents can buy us is different than what it can buy us in a few years' time. Does it make sense? So this is now talking about Granny with her money box, hiding it under the bed. Okay?
What's in the box?
Okay, it's in the cupboard. The robbers came in and found it, so she re-hid it under the bed. So it's going into the basement. Alright. So, same thing, because we're just doing the opposite this time. We're still using our compound interest formula. So the example we've got, if savings of $100,000 are hidden in a mattress, it's an expensive mattress now, in 2016,
That actually did happen. There was a story about that. Sorry.
what is the purchasing power of this amount in 8 years' time if the average inflation rate over this period is 3.7%? So because we are still talking about compounding, we're going to still use our compound interest formula.
Isn't it average deflation or inflation?
It's still average inflation because it's talking about the inflation rate. So all the prices of everything increase, but the value of our money decreases. So the deflation is more about our money.
Yes.
Isn't it one of those ones?
It absolutely is. Thank you. Good pickup. Okay, important to note that when we're talking about deflation, this is the amount we've started with. Alright, this is the amount that we have. This is what it is currently, and we're trying to work out what will it be. So we're not going to use this as our principal. We're going to put this in front of our equation. Because otherwise it's just going to say, all right, we have $100,000 now, what's it going to be in 8 years' time? But what we need to think of is, okay, I've got $100,000 now, what was it worth 8 years ago? That's not what this question is saying, but that's sort of how we've got to work it out. Okay, this question is saying how much can I buy in 8 years' time, but the way we work it out is how much did I have 8 years ago. Alright, so we don't have a P. That's what we're trying to work out. But everything else stays the same. So our rate is 3.7 over 100, and we want to know in 8 years' time. So to do this, we're going to do it on our calculator. So you need to go to your interactive on your calculator, type this in as X rather than P.
Go, Belle, go.
It is 74777.3.
So 7, 4, 7 and 30 cents.
Interactive. Advanced.
33 cents.
33. Cool.
74777.
So in 8 years' time, that $1,000 today. So I've got $100,000 today, but in 8 years' time, I could only buy something that today is worth $74,000. Does that make sense? So today I can buy something for $100,000, but if I keep that money, don't do anything with it, in 8 years' time I can only buy something that's worth $74,000.
Why don't they just leave everything set? Like, why does it have to be wages and like everything?
Economy changes.
It does.
Why?
Well, when you talk about, depends on the world, you've got your developing countries, and then your prices of, things become more scarce, things become more abundant, your oil, your gold, and all that sort of stuff. It all affects it.
It's all to do with trading stuff and like
Yep.
the economy and
Yep.
Ava, how we had the Great Depression and it was because of like the Wall Street.
Yep. Okay, so the biggest thing with this one is when we're talking about how much is my money worth, we need to use deflation. If we're talking about how much the prices increase, we need to use inflation. Same formula, we just put the numbers in a different spot. Very interesting. Interesting.
Oh, that was good.
All right. Any questions?
Shut up, I already heard it.
All right. So this is everything we need to know for the chapter. Chapter 4. We are all financial experts now. Yay! Cool.
So if I go